Guys, welcome back to our relationship series. We have a new face in the studio today, and I think Unique have a lady. Yeah. So I hope your views will not be quite contrasting as she has always been feeling differently. But never mind. Wilson, you had a whole lot of good weekend, I see, because you look so handsome today.
Today is Friday.
So what's the secret behind that?
My secret behind that
Yes.
is my sweetheart.
Okay.
You know, since I met her, I'm always feeling happy.
Wow, that's quite adoring and quite I don't know words. I'm quite speechless at this moment. You
No,
know, words
that,
to heart are something you speak from the source of inspiration.
yeah.
So I'll leave it to that. Without further ado, let's rush into
You know,
the table of series
today
today.
I'm seeing Unique, and she's really smiling. I don't know why she's smiling like this to this
I'm
one.
so happy.
Why is smiling?
Nothing, I'm just happy. Like I'm happy. Very, very happy today.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know that you're happy.
So our new friend and our new sister in the house. What's up? How you doing?
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's go to the business of the day.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we have a lot of questions here to ask you guys, and we would like you guys to react and comment on it. So, Mr. Jeremiah, I would like to go with you first.
Okay, no problem.
Mm.
I think I'm sitting at.
You know, I have a lot of questions, and this particular question I want to ask now is basically for women, and
Okay.
and I believe we have some women in the house here that we will really answer these questions, and this
Okay.
question is really for them. What's your take on surrogacy? Is surrogacy a sin? Miss Unique, let me go with you.
Okay. First of all, we need to know what surrogacy is for some of the people out there that might not understand. It's just like carrying a child for someone, like helping someone that can't bait a child out to carry the child. Now, to me, I don't see it as a sin. Number one, let's use Bible instance. It started from the Bible. Mary was a surrogacy mother to God. God couldn't bait Jesus directly by himself, so he had to use Mary as a surrogacy mother. So to me, it is not a sin. If you can't bait a child and you get someone to help out, it's not a sin. Because if it's a sin, it wouldn't have started from the Bible. Our Lord Jesus came through the process of surrogacy, so it's not a sin. Thank you.
Okay, sorry before you have to say something. You know, normally I love to sit at the place of disagreement most times. Yes, and as I want to disagree, I think your opinions should not make you run away from them. But I think I have to be quite deterred in my own beliefs. As a Christian, I think I wouldn't accept such a perception using it in line with Christianity, saying God did something in line with what she's saying. I don't agree with that. But let me allow her to talk and I'll give my own views on that. Thank you.
Okay. Talking about surrogacy, I don't actually see it as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing actually. It's also a means of childbearing. A woman can be a barren woman. It's not everyone that has a womb to carry a baby. But then, with the help of another person, she can help you out with doing that. With they both couples have to agree on that journey. Like the husband and wife have to agree first for another woman to carry the baby. So it's not entirely bad, and it's not something that we cannot do without. Thank you.
Wow, that's quite a nice view. I think we would love to be having you every day, Mary. That's quite a very direct approach to what you said. I love that, but I actually still disagree. Why? Because giving your instances is not biblically proven. Yes, because Jesus, what Jesus bet, it was actually different. If you are talking about womb being a problem, what happened with the case of Abraham? Then what are miracles for? Mr. Wilson, you should say something in line with what I'm trying to point out there.
No, yes, I understand where you're going. You know, for how to use Jesus Christ as an example, I don't buy that.
Yes,
Jesus
I don't
Christ
buy that
case,
idea.
Jesus Christ case is different from this one. surrogacy is kind of a technology.
Yes, recent technology.
If I can place it like this, it's a kind of technology that, or let me say, the Americans discover.
Yes.
Or some women that cannot bear children, they can use the means of surrogacy, and using it as using Jesus Christ as an example. I don't buy that. Jesus Christ's case is a case of, let me say, a miracle. You know, an angel visited Mary, so, and told Mary that he will bear a child, and the child is named Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Though,
Not a
yeah,
surrogacy.
though some free thinkers will not still accept with us because they will say God gave us that kind of reasoning to think beyond. Yes, I understand that. You know, these things have two constructing belief. Like
Okay.
the Christians, most Christians will not believe this. Then most free thinkers will say, "Wow, look at these guys." You understand?
I still go with what Ms. Eunice said, because in this nowadays, scientists believe that even in this kind of case, it can use as surrogacy.
Yes.
Because Mary can't bear a child until an angel visited him, so it's still a means of surrogacy, because Joseph, the father of Jesus Christ, did not sleep with Mary, so it's another thing too.
Yeah,
to consider.
but theirs is quite mysterious. In surrogacy cases, you are being applicable or applied to things like that.
You know,
But in Mary's case, it was different.
So actually, from the meaning of surrogacy, let's not make it personal here. Surrogacy just means betting a child for someone that can't give birth to that child. That's just what it is. So for Mary to be a womb carrying the child of God, to everybody know that Jesus is the Son of God.
yes.
So for Mary to be a means through which Jesus was giving birth to, that's surrogacy.
I counter that definition. Yes. Do you know why I counter that definition? Because in as much as a science student, when you define something, it has an experimental level going to it, right? So do not feel my perceptions are quite personal. They are perceptions of people out there who are going to reason in two places. I am a scientist by profession. In the science world, I would definitely tell you that, oh, this is what it really is.
So you actually
Then
see that surrogacy
in
is-
the beliefs, when it comes to religion, on people believe, there it comes with another perception of telling you that it goes against my religion. You see how most times people tell you that this you are doing goes against my religion. That's when religion come
They
into
don't
play.
understand the Bible yet. Anyone that thinks surrogacy is actually wrong doesn't understand the Bible. Why?
But it's not captured in the Bible.
The Lord said, go to the world and multiply. He never told you it must be you that will give birth to the child. Just go to
But
the world
what was
and
the means
multiply.
of
So any
multiplication?
means you use to multiply the child, there is nothing a sin in surrogacy, because your husband did not actually sleep with that woman.
Sorry,
If your husband sleep with that
Mr.
woman,
Wilson,
that's
I know we are
still
going, we are
adultery.
taking off your
There
time.
is nothing sin in surrogacy.
But-
I still
but-
stand
but-
my ground.
What I would say is
Mary
this: there was
a
no
surrogate
illustration
mother to God.
in the
I stand
Bible
my ground.
in such
Mary
regard.
was a surrogate mother to God.
But I'm sorry
And
for
I still
taking
maintain
it
my stand.
from a normal, real point of view to a religion point of view. You know, because this is a religion point of view.
I think we are talking about surrogacy here.
Yes.
Surrogacy cannot occur without a sperm donor.
Okay.
A sperm donor must be donated in the woman's womb to
Okay.
fertilize her egg
Okay.
for the baby to be formed.
But that
So
was
it
not
doesn't
done in
occur
the
just
Bible.
like that. It wasn't done in the Bible.
Yes.
Because Bible is mysterious. Nobody
Okay.
can say anything that happened in the Bible.
Oh,
the way it
that's a
happened.
good point, but I still disagree. I think because of time factor.
So it did not actually say if it's wrong or right. We are asking to know if it's wrong or right.
Okay.
So is it a sin to you?
You heard me clearly. I said, as a scientist, it is right to do, but from beliefs, I think it is wrong.
You know, let me leave this up for the audience to comment, like,
Yes,
share.
and give us their own
Yeah,
views.
and give us their own views. So this surrogacy, I don't see it as a sin, because I know that nowadays so many women out there, they cannot give birth. So according to what Miss she said that surrogacy, without a sperm donor, that we cannot have a surrogacy. So she's really right in what she said. Without sperm, the surrogacy cannot go. So I don't see it as a sin.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that she's not wrong. Me disagreeing is me bringing two perception into play, and those perceptions are people out there who will tell you, just like someone telling you that he doesn't love A and he's doing B. You understand? That's just two different people's perception, and those perceptions are in line with my perception. Scientifically, it is right, but in my religion, I disagree. I strongly
Which religion are
disagree.
you talking about?
Christianity.
Christianity.
Yes.
So
Can you tell us the reason why it's not right?
Yes, I
As a
want to
Christian,
know. As a
to
Christian,
go into surrogacy.
Because it's not biblically proven. Where God have done miracles, we have seen people testify, come out in church to testify that their womb was lost, doctor gave them this and that, and miracles happen.
no,
So are you no when you
wait,
you say
I want
okay,
to say something.
okay,
He said as a Christian
yes,
that is not right. And now you yourself you are telling us you're a scientist. Then if you're a scientist and now you say that surrogacy is good, then as a Christian,
stand your
then
faith.
what are you saying?
listen. I gave you two. I love where you are going to
Yeah.
because I love to come from two views. Why I came for two views was this. I told you as a scientist
Yeah.
that is the right way to go, but my belief as a Christian is against my religion.
Okay, wait. Are you really telling
That's
us now?
your perception.
Are you really telling us that the main question is here now? Is
Okay.
surrogacy a sin? That is the question
Yeah.
here now.
Okay, yes, it is a sin. Yes, because
Okay.
it's quite. If it looks like a religious question, then it's a sin.
It's not a sin.
Then because when
No.
if you say it's not a sin, that disprove miracles. That disprove.
I think we should allow our audience to do more.
Oh, okay. I'm done.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much.
And so
Mary,
what
for
she said, I would really like our audience to talk more about this surrogacy.
Yes.
So because
Thank
we have
you.
so many questions here to ask, and because of time, so we need to move to another question.
Yeah, thank you.
Is still related to marriage.
Okay.
Related to marriage, what's different between obedient and marriage? The difference between obedient and marriage.
Sorry, actually, I think the question should be the difference between obedient and submission. Yes, that there was an error there.
Okay.
Now, in marriage, the difference between obedience and submission, they are quite something that look very much alike, but I have to break it down for us to understand the difference according to my view.
Okay.
Now, in a situation whereby you have money to buy a car, as a woman, you have your money to buy a car. You know, Bible said we should submit to our husbands. Now, as a woman, you have your money to buy that car, and you meet your husband and say, "My king, I want to buy this car. What do you think?" And he said, "No, don't buy the car. I don't think we should buy it." And you say, "Okay," you accept not to buy that car. That is submission because you have the money to buy it. But in a situation whereby you don't have the money, he's the one to buy it for you, and you meet him and be like, "Okay, I need the car," and he says no, and you say, "Okay," and you left, like you said okay and accepted. That is obedience. Obedience comes when you don't have any choice, like you know there's nothing you can do, that even if you still insist that you want this car, he's the one to buy it and you don't have the money. That means you just obeyed. But in submission is, you know, it's something you can do, you can afford it, but because you are meant to submit to your husband, you accept what he said. Obedience comes when you don't have any option, while submission is what you, even when you have option, but you decide to accept what your husband says.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. When you talk about submission and obedience in marriage, they both work hand to hand. Because you can't, if you don't submit to your husband, that means you're not obeying him. There cannot be submission without obedience. You have to obey first. Once you submit to your husband, that means you're obeying him. In the other way around, your husband also obey you and submit to you too. Like, let's assume you guys want to buy a car, like you said, and you discuss with your husband. Your husband say, "Okay, baby, let's wait for now." It's not as if you don't have the money, you have the money, but let's wait, let's do this one first before we buy the car. You agree with your husband, right? Both of you has come to an agreement. You agreed and obeyed each other and submitted to each other. But in a situation whereby he just tell you not to do this thing and you went ahead, because I have the money, let me do it. He's my husband after all. He has the same right as me. Let me just buy it, whether he likes it or not. You are disobeying the man. Same thing is applicable to the guy as well. So both of you have to work hand to hand. Both submission and obedience, they work both hand to hand. If you don't submit, you're not obeying. If you obey without submission, it doesn't work.
Wow.
Thank you.
You have spoken the minds of a whole lot of us here, actually, because I feel that those words are quite tautology. I think the words obedience is supposed to come under submission, because if you are being submissive, then you have been obedient. I think there's nothing much to say about that.
Exactly. This particular question, there's nothing more to even say because she has already breaking everything down, that submission and obedience work in hand in hand, which is true. So without obedience, submission cannot work. So I really accept what she says.
That's why it's good to have two ladies in the house. Right?
There is a question that so many women
Okay.
always worry and they always talk about it. And this question is a question that I would like even our viewers to comment on it. What is the team's mommy's boy? What are your views surrounding the teams from both mothers and single ladies intending to get married?
Let the lady start first. I think I will dwell on that last.
Okay, when we talk about mommy's boys, from my own side of view, I think a mommy's boy is a man that cannot do without his mother.
Okay.
He goes out, his mother must know. He buys a house, his mother must know. He eats food, my mom knows about it. I mean, I don't like such guys. Why must you put your mother in everything you do? At least you're a grown-up man. You have a woman in your life. Let's say like a married man now. You have a wife at home. But your wife doesn't know you have a land. Your mother already knows. Your wife doesn't have any secretary to your land, but your mother does. It's not right to me, because there are good women out there. Because some people feel like, girls, you don't know tomorrow, this will happen now. No, you don't marry with that mindset. Once you marry with that mindset, you are heading for doom. Don't place your mother first before your wife. Once you guys have gone to the altar and sealed the union as husband and wife, share your secret together. There should not be any secrets. Don't put your mother first before your wife. Your mother, in fact, should be the second person. Your wife should come before your mother, because she too, as a mother, has lived with her husband. And while she was with her husband, I don't think there's anything as a mommy's boy when with her husband, because both of them shared that mentality together and trained the guy to that stage of life. And now it's his turn to get married, and you want to frustrate me as your wife in my own house because you have a mother. I disagree with that mommy's boy.
So, Miss Unique, okay. Before I go to Miss Unique, Mr. Jeremiah, I wanted to say something before I go to her.
I'm not actually answering the questions. I'm bringing questions from her perception.
I have to answer first. Let me answer that first.
Okay, wait.
Let her answer.
Please, first of all, we need to know what mommy's boy is. Loving your mom. Okay, so before we talk about mommy's boy here, at least I think we should explain more about what mommy's boy is. Now, to me, mommy's boy is not someone that loves the mother. Actually, there are some guys that love their mom so much. That is not what it means to be a mommy's boy. Being a mommy's boy is being controlled by your mom in everything you do. Let's say, for instance, now a guy is married. Then in that your marriage, your mom controls what happened in the marriage. You can go inside, make a decision with your wife, then you come out the next morning, call your mom. After discussing with her, you go back to her and say, babe, my mom said we shouldn't do this. For that, we are not doing it. That is what it means to be a mommy's boy. Now, I think that's a very, very bad thing to be. You are not meant to be a mommy's boy, because if you think being a mommy's boy is the right, you would have been married to your mother. The Bible said, and a man shall leave the mother, leave the father, and cling to the wife, and they shall become one. So the Bible knows the reason he made that statement, because you know that something like this might actually come up. That's why he told us earlier and said, you will leave mother and father and cling to your wife. So being a mommy's boy is not a good idea. And me, I don't ever pray to be married to a mommy's boy. No. It is not a blessing as marriage is supposed to be. As a man, you are supposed to be a man on your own, that you can make decisions with your wife. That's why she's your wife, without bringing your mom into it. If you are running a home, let your home be where you make a standard with your wife, and every in-law that comes to that home abide by that standard. Not a place where mother or any member of the family comes to tell you what to do in your marriage. So I think once you are married, that mommy's boy is not a good idea. Be able to make decisions with your wife and carry it out. Being a mommy's boy is not, I don't buy that idea. It's very, very wrong. It's not good. That makes you not be a man.
Mr. Wilson, can I ask a question?
You can ask.
Okay, you know you.
I want your question to be time conscious, because
Okay.
we are working with time.
Okay, yes. Okay, in this scenario, because I'm using by her perception of mommy's boy. In this scenario, when you have a conversation with your wife, and your mom is someone who is quite a spiritual head. When I mean a spiritual head, someone who has a great understanding in the foundation of God, that sees it all before it happens. And you come back and said, okay, mommy said, well, the path we are going to take now does not follow the rules and the law of, like, does not follow God's plan. What are you to do there, sir?
You know, he just said it all. He said if your mother is a spiritual woman, that is different thing from a different
Okay.
thing from
In that case,
ordinary
what
mother.
matters.
So that is one thing you should consider.
Okay.
Now you say that your mother is a spiritual woman,
Okay.
and being spiritual means
She's
she's really connected with God.
Yes.
So it's different from
And you must not even
what
share
she's
it
talking
with her
about.
for God to reveal things to her.
So
Yes.
so I don't really know what to say in that
Okay.
aspect.
In that term, it's not called mommy boy, right?
Yes, no. That's not.
Okay, that's a
the
different context.
yes.
That's a different context. And sorry, I coined some before she runs to ask me. Let me coin some of the questions I got from her view
Okay.
when she was saying something. You know, most women out there, they don't love the same taste they give out. In as much as we want to be realistic here, we know most mothers wants to have that relationship this with their children when they grow up to a term they say this mommy's boy where it comes from. And my question is, when you coin all these words, there are most women out there still in African homes that love to do this. Okay, let's leave the West Africa. Let's go far beyond to the outside world. Would you call this terms mommy's boy out there, where we see where marriages are crashed and women go after men's money? So what in that term, what would you call this?
Let me answer this one.
Okay.
This one, I can't call this one a mommy's boy because our mothers are there to protect their children. Mothers are there to protect their children from anything coming to their children. You know, let me use the thing that happened about 2 months ago about a footballer came called Hakimi.
Yes, it was all over the news.
You know, Hakimi did something that so many people in this life did not see it coming. You know,
Yes.
when Hakimi gave everything to his mother, the account to his mother, his money, his wealth, his card, everything goes to his mother. Then Hakimi got some issues that the wife did not even go for proper investigation.
Verifications.
Then he went to the court and was asking for divorce immediately without even going for proper investigation to know what the husband did, if it's good or not. Then on the contrary of going to the court, he noticed that all the thing the husband has is not his own, that the husband did everything through his mother's name. You know, this thing taught so many people lessons that sometimes we should not be using the word mommy's boy to relate to all men. All men are not mommy's boy.
Yes.
Sometimes
Because if your mom is around you,
they do things to protect their family. You know, assuming Hakimi did not do that thing now, that means the woman has another intention to take all the property from him.
yes, now.
You know, and immediately Hakimi did that, it related to so many men out there. And
Even West Bram news came out, not quite long.
so many news started coming out. People like Ebue or West Bram, when they divorced, the wife took all
Everything. They were
from them.
left with nothing.
So related to this saying that mommy's but me as far in my own opinion, I don't know how women will see it though.
Okay.
I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't really see it as a bad. I believe that the woman is trying to protect his child. That's what
Okay,
I
when
see.
you talk about this mommy boy, people are not getting it. Mommy boy is not a boy that is close to his mother.
Thank you.
He's a man that doesn't know when to draw the bound between his mother and his wife.
Thank you, ma.
Doesn't know when your mother have gotten to a certain limit and when your wife have gotten to a certain limit. There should be a demarcation.
Yes.
Your mother can advise you. Good. A mother can come to your family and you tell her, mommy, this is what me and my wife wants to do, and she'll give her opinion. Both of you have to sit down as husband and wife
To agree
to
on that
agree on
opinion.
that.
Thank you,
You
ma.
don't just say, sweetheart, my mommy said we shouldn't do
And
this, so
it
for
stands
that
that
reason
way.
we are not going to do it.
I love you, ma.
It's not done like that.
Thank you.
A mother can advise us as a son, as a daughter. She can come to your house and give you suggestions on how to run your home. Fine. It's a suggestion. She's not the one implementing it.
Yes.
You shouldn't make it stand.
Okay.
Uh,
I want to talk to Torisi. I know you have something to say.
Yeah, I have something strongly to say.
Let me see tell you something. I will still use the Hakimi case.
Yes.
I really wish Hakimi did not give his mother taking care of everything. You know that Hakimi could have lost everything.
Everything.
So
Virtually
in this case
everything.
now, what are you going to say?
In that Hakimi's case, do you know that one, the mother might not even know that the boy will everything to him. The mother was not the one that told you and say, will these things to me. That's number one. Now, number two, even when the things were willed to the mother, they were using it the way they're supposed to use as husband and wife. Now, do you know that there is every tendency that when he started having issue with the wife, he has seen a plan that this woman might want divorce, and he want everything out immediately. Some people can be very, very smart. Maybe initially the things were not with to the mother, but when he found that maybe he has been seeing it that wow, it's like this woman has another plan, he will now work things out and will it to the mother. We're talking about mommy's boy here. Me, I'm maintaining the ground of your mother controlling your marriage. Who you will your things to is not what makes you a mommy's boy. You can even decide to will it to somebody outside
Or to
here.
charity.
Or to charity. That's no way I'm pointing to as mommy's boy. You perhaps misunderstanding where we are going
Okay, sorry.
as
I
mommy's
think
boy.
we are not misunderstanding you people. I think we are having a different perception.
Yes.
And why I think most of our perceptions are coming from overseas. That's why. You know, if we are dwelling on this African mentality now, with following you guys on the African mentality, we can agree with you that yes, in African homes, that is how it plays a role. But given the Europeans,
It's normal.
it's
They don't see it
normal
as nothing.
because
They
if they don't do it that way, that woman will take everything that belongs to you.
Let me tell you guys something. Let's go in according to in the other world.
Yes.
Do you know that you can't get married to American woman without being friends with the father?
I'm not aware of that.
You see?
Okay.
So many things happen in outside
The world.
You know, also not saying that we're saying it based on the West African culture. But in abroad now, before you marry a lady, or before you get in a relationship with a lady, you need to make friends with the father.
Even before
Yes.
you marry somebody normally, you must be friends with your family members. You can't marry someone you're not friends with the family.
I'm talking about dating, yeah, not marriage. I'm talking about dating, yeah, not marriage.
Yeah.
Even at that, see, I can't date someone that my family won't know. That is for me. If you are dating someone, your family should know who you are dating. So it's still the same thing.
Oh,
But
sorry.
I still think that
Okay,
when
so
you're talking about a real man that is not a mommy's boy, you should know.
okay,
Stand
you know,
on
there's
the
a
word
term.
and
There is
the
a term.
mother.
There's a
Not
term.
bring a log ahead
There is a
in the
term.
book.
There's a term I don't really use. Like when you say real
Man,
men, real men.
exactly.
What is that real men you're finding?
I don't want to know. Wait. See.
I think I agree with you. You can say they're
At
boys,
least now,
but a man is a man.
No,
There's nothing about real about a man.
wait, because I believe we're working with time.
Okay.
I want to ask her something.
Okay.
Please give her the mic.
Okay.
I want you to define what you mean by a real man.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. When I talk about a real man, I said he's a man that knows the value of the wife in marriage. He knows the place of his mother. A real man is supposed to know that once I'm married as a man, my wife comes first. Every other thing with my mother should be second. Don't place your mother above your wife.
Even the Bible says
It's very, very wrong. Whatever advice you can go get from your mother, then when you get the advice, come to your wife. You guys will sit down and discuss it together, analyze
Thank you.
things.
Perfect.
Put your heads together as two couples that become one. You don't just go and get advice from your mother and come and implement it on your wife as if she's a slave you bought.
I love you, ma'am.
She's your wife and not your mate, please.
Because of time factor, let me just give my own conclusive perception of this. I understand greatly where they are coming from, and they are coming from an African woman
Yes.
perspective. And as much as that, we need to also know that we are Africans too. In as much as we bring the European culture to dwell in, we are Africans. And in an African home setting, most of the things they are saying, they are right. But given where you say boundaries between your wife and your mother, I think there should be no boundaries. Why I say there should be no boundaries, it's my own perception is this. The Bible, just like she said, the Bible, when you're married, you become one. And one to who? One to who?
That's the next question. One to who?
One to who? To an authority. Who is that authority? Your husband. And who is that husband authority before he became an authority on his own? He has a parent. And those parents are supposed to be who? Who is your God on earth? Are they not your parent?
Even the
What are
Bible
you trying to
says
say?
submit it to your husband.
And who?
Jesus.
Wait.
Where is it written that your husband should submit to Jesus?
Mr. Jeremiah, wait.
Can you quote for me?
We don't have
quote
time.
for me. This
We are
question.
really working with time.
We need to really work on these questions
We are
back.
really working with
Because yes.
So give her phone. I want to see answer another question.
Okay.
You say you should be submitted to your
Your
husband.
husband.
Okay, you should submit it to your husband so that the man will kill you. Is what you're saying.
you're understanding. You are deviating from what we are saying. We are talking about what is that? Sorry. Mommy's boy,
Mommy's
right?
boy, yes.
Talking about mommy's boy. We're not talking about abusive husband or something.
Thank you.
So no, there's not how a girl that is in her right sense will be in a marriage and a man is beating her, you still stay. Unless you want to die.
It's still happening. It's still
You know what
happening.
you're talking
It's still happening with
about.
them.
It's a different thing altogether. No, it's a different thing altogether. We're talking about this mommy boy thing.
Okay.
A mommy's boy is a boy that I want to drink water. My mommy must know
Thank
about
you, Mama.
this. I want to go market. My mama go no. I don't like that.
See,
It's very wrong.
let me tell you something. I'm a guy, and you guys misunderstand the word mommy's boy. You guys misuse it.
Misuse it.
Yes,
Wow.
women misuse the word mommy's boy. Yeah, it's very bad.
Let me tell you, like,
Just like what you said now. If I want to drink water, he will tell his mother. It doesn't work.
There are guys that do that.
It's
You
a lie.
don't understand
It's a
what-
lie. It's a lie. It doesn't work that way.
You have not met guys that
No,
You
it-
guys are really misunderstanding. Though, let me leave this thing for the audience to comment.
yeah,
because-
let us leave it
because
for the audience.
we are really working with time.
But they have a point there. Yes, there are some guys that they cannot even take a step without their mom. That they are right in that angle. Then where? Sorry, let me just give this last line where she was talking about being submissive to your husband and your husband to God. Who are your parents on earth? When it's clearly clinically there in the Bible, because when you're reading the Bible, you have to pray for divine understanding. Because when you are submitting to your husband, and when that's for the wife, your father is the one handing over you to that man. Means your parent, your father does not have a say, a strong say again. There's a strong say he doesn't have because that name you are bearing belongs to that man, right? Where does that man get his name from? Does he not have a father?
Let me tell you, a real mother knows that my son has grown. He's married now. She knows when to draw the bound as a mother. She cannot
Boundaries
come in.
shouldn't. When I mean, I
No.
understand your boundaries where you are going.
See,
to.
see,
But I
How
see,
understand
that will allow
see,
a guy
see.
to run his home?
See, you know what?
I
See,
understand
Miss
about
Jeremiah,
boundaries.
Miss Jeremiah, and Miss Miralinda, I would like us to leave this until next time
Yes,
because we're really working with time because
So, next.
we have a
It's
lot of
alright.
questions here to answer and,
Yes,
and we
it's
are
alright.
still dwelling with 2 questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
let us move to the next question.
Thank
please.
you very much.
Let's move to the next question. This question now, I don't know. This question is related to men
Okay.
and women. So I will believe that this question will be the last question for the day.
Yes,
So,
yes. Because of time
Because
factor.
of time factor. Is it proper for a married man to always hang out with his friend and sometimes sleep outside just to maintain relationship? Mr. Jeremiah, let me go with you because this question is for we guys.
Okay.
So let me go with you first.
Sleep with it. Is it his friend? Is it a married person? Is it a married man too, or how?
Just to keep the friendship going.
No, I think it's wrong. You can only sleep when you have business terms.
Okay.
And to me, if I have businesses that involve me outside, I would love to go with my wife.
Okay.
Yes, I love my wife to be around. I wouldn't love to sleep in hotels for businesses that I know my wife is having a financial freedom lineage that allows her to be free with me. I think she should be there. I can't sleep outside without my wife if I'm married.
You know, me myself, this question is a question that I don't have friends though. I don't keep so much of friends. But I'm not saying at the back that hanging out with my friends is not a bad thing. But
Yes.
I know that immediately I get married, my friends coming to my house to be limited. I'll be going out to meet with them. Sometimes we hang out, watch football, discuss some other things, but I don't think sleeping outside is something that I will do.
So it's wrong.
I don't know, you Mr. Nick, do you have anything to talk about in this one?
what I have to talk about in this thing is, there are some dads that they are weekend dads. I don't know if people know. There are some fathers that their children can only see them during the weekend. That's very, very bad. Like you are living in a house, you go out in the morning from work, you go out to meet to hang out with the boys, coming back by 11 or 12 when the children are already sleeping. So once you marry, you should know your part. Not like you shouldn't go out, but give yourself that principle that okay, as a married man, I go out by this time, I come back to the house by this time, and for no reason should a married man go to hang out with guys and sleep out there, unless it's business as he said. And if it has to do with business, his idea too is good that you should go with your wife if it's someone that understands business, because there are some men that they don't understand business, so they will not go there and spoil things. So even if you are going out and it's business, it's different from hanging out with the boys to maintain friendship. So I think it's a no. It's not right to hang out with boys and sleep outside in the name of you want to maintain friendship. Once you marry, there should be bands. I go out by this time and I come back this early so I can spend time with my family.
Okay, from the question, he said if it's proper for a man to always hang out, like always, something you do often. No, it's not right. That is why I advise guys to marry your friend. When you are married to a girl that you love, somebody that you can play with, laugh with, interact with, I don't see any reason why you should be always hanging out with boys when you have a family at home. Someone that cares for you and loves and adore you. No. Every reasonable man, any man that loves his wife will always be running home once it's even 4 o'clock. I can't wait to go and meet my wife at home. You can hang out with your friends once in a while. And by doing that, you don't need to sleep out. Why would you sleep out when you have a wife at home? Who are you leaving her for? Unless it's an emergency or a business trip per se. But outside that, I don't see any reason why a responsible married man should sleep outside without his wife. Thank you.
I love all the answers, how you did with this particular question. I'm really glad, and I really love the answers.
Yeah,
Miss
really
Eunice, I really love the
impressed.
answer, and Miss Minelinda, thank you for coming, and
Yeah.
I hope to see you next time.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Today was really fun, even if some things were quite personal, and but that's a talk show. A talk show is where we can have disagreement with your opinion, and it does not mean your opinions are wrong. It's just that this is what I believe, and many out there does not believe in what you say. They believe in what they say and all that. And so, thank you, guys. Thank you for having you on the show. You really enlightened us today. I really have to say that. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Jamal.
Miss Unique. You look so beautiful today. I just have to let you know that. Thank you, Mary Linda. And we want to see you next time too. Yeah, thank you. You have a whole lot of wisdom around you. Guys, subscribe, share, engage with us on the comment section. See you guys next week.